Hello, everyone. My name is Laquisha Hammond. I'm author. I have a business called Good Place Foundation, as well as I'm a Boss Enterprise.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I have author and business owner Laquisha Hammond. She's going to give us the game on how she's written some of these books with some very serious topics. I want to know what's going on in the church. Because I guess it was always going on, but as kids, that business stays in house. But she's making, headways. I saw her some advertisement, and it wasn't even her, advertising, I believe, an event she was doing or gonna do. And she's going to give us the game on how she got here to, be an author and all those good things that she's doing. So Laquisha, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Like I said, blessed by the best, with no complaints, except I just want to jump right into it. What in the heavens is happening in and outside of the church to make you write books like Raped by a Prophet, which serious topic. Some people might say shocking, but that's real stories. And but things a hoe taught me. Are you the new female Iceberg Slim, aka Robert Beck? May he rest in power. Tell us, how did you get here into writing these books and your journey?
I would say it was a God-given journey. Over the past few years, I've actually was homeless. I've been through a lot through my life. I've seen a lot coming up in the church era. There were a lot of things going on that I've seen, people act like they didn't see. And I always ask God, why do I have to see this? People act like they don't see it. It's right here in our eyes, and not just churches, families, family dynamics, a lot, especially the Black family. We, a lot of things we go through, we sweep it up under the rug. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to let anybody know, yes, this happened to me. We go about life like it never happened. So I would say it was God given. I just started, actually what brought my title on, Things a Hoe Taught Me. I was playing around on Facebook and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a seminar or a marriage seminar saying talking about things a hoe taught me. And from that point on, everybody was going crazy over the title. And then, some of the church people would get on my post and say, "Oh, not the evangelist, not you." I say, whores are in the Bible. They've been in the Bible. They
Yes.
talk about whores in the Bible. That's just a slang word, for whore. So I knew then, I said, yep, that's the title. That's the title for my first book.
Nothing new is under the sun. So, when people try to, I say shame you, because they're trying to either faith
Hmm.
shame you or shame your creativity when they, yeah, this is how I talk and this is what I'm gonna say.
Right.
And I didn't say it, these scriptures said it. But you know, with that, books, people think, okay, I got a great catchy title, but you have some good reviews on your books as well. And you also, let the people know, because people say, well, you got these books, you're doing well, cousin. Can I get a loan? People think every author or everybody on TV is rich. Can you talk about the book game for that person, that 14-year-old right now who's writing a book? Maybe they're coming out of that same church that you were coming out of, and you saw the pastor. I almost said a name, but I don't say names. I'm too new to South Florida to make that type of enemies, but I done
Hmm.
heard the stories from you pastors and politicians.
Hmm.
Politricians is what I call you. But talk about, like, the once you put the book together, what that cost you and doing it independently, as well as then, waiting to recoup the money. Like, what's that process like?
It's not an easy process. It definitely takes hard work. If you're going to be an indie author or self-published, you have to do your research. I spent months, weeks, researching on my own, teaching myself how to self-publish. Now to the fact people are asking me to help them publish their book, help them write it as well. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it, and you definitely can accomplish it.
And can you talk about the support that you did or did not get? Because as an author and somebody who has a publishing house, because I wanted to control our narrative. Can you talk about like people thinking, oh, I got a big family, my family's going to buy my books? Was your family supportive? See, she's shaking her head. And this is our problem in the community, y'all. Don't blame anybody else until you blame our community for not supporting. So give the game. Every uncle and auntie did not buy your book because you put it out and had a nice title and nice reviews.
Actually, I would say a handful of family members and friends that purchase and support me. My support comes from strangers I don't know. I have a few sisters that, reach out, they support, they tell others about my book. So I am grateful for my siblings. My brother has given it to people in jail. I mean, grown men crying, getting healed, taking in the message from the book. So I do have some support, but when you get into business, never look for your friends and families to support you, because the world is so big. Never let them discourage you, because some of them didn't even know I was writing a book because I kept it to myself. Because when you release something in the atmosphere before it's time, people like to pray against it. They like to send evil darts your way, but they can't stop what God has for me, because it's for me.
Amen. Amen. And it's man, I got so many songs on that I was listening to yesterday, just trying to, get my recovery on. I was hurt, but not injured. And so with that, it's like Joseph, you can't tell your dream to everybody. And y'all done heard that preached over and over. One day you guys will apply these things to your life. But how do you then, when you then have some success, not get bitter? Or because some people are like, man, I could have used an extra $50, or even you purchasing a book, or even you putting a review on the book if you returned it later, right? Amazon Prime. Like, how do you not just write a book about all those family members and say, this one wants me to support every time her daughter does something or she does something? Like, how do you repress that and not let that lash out into the world?
I try to keep a positive mindset. I try to keep a smile on my face. I know that if I put out positivity, positivity will come back to me. If I put out negativity, negativity will come back to me. But I also am a little petty sometimes. Sometimes I'll say, you know what? Like I said the other day, I said, I wish you guys would share my book the way you share my petty posts. Some do, some don't, and that's okay. But I am a firm believer that the message is going to get into the right hands.
Yes, it is going to. And I love that, the prisons, and I always tell authors, make sure you get on Ingram Spark so the libraries can buy your book. And do not, I'm telling you advice I have to tell myself, do not be so cheap that you do not go get a review. Kirk has been doing it since 1933, but every librarian, when you try to go put your books in there, going to ask you about your reviews. And unfortunately, if you don't have any, you're going to look confused, and they're going to look at you like you don't know the game. So you're going to look like a lemon lame. Okay. Now, with the success that you've had with the books and, your other business, which we're going to get into, can you talk about a community give back that you're doing or that you would like to do in the future?
We have done like book bag giveaways. Actually, our foundation, we want to be able to give out scholarships, early childhood education scholarship, college scholarships, back to school drives. We want to do sickle cell awareness events. We have done Laughs for Lupus, which oh my God, it was a great success. What was it? May. It It was a comedy show. It was called Laughs for Lupus. We had a great turnout. We even had, a local celebrity or two come through. It was a great turnout. The comedians was great. It was just wonderful. So yeah, we plan to do homeless drives, like I said, back to school giveaway, maybe some at Thanksgiving. We want to actually give this year, we want to try to give a toy drive. So I have done it in the past for others, but I want to do it for a Good Place Foundation.
Okay, okay, that's great things. Now, is lupus close to your heart for what reason?
Yes, I have a dear sister and a niece that has lupus. I've seen it, right in front of me. I've seen what happens to the body. I've seen how it affects people around you. So yeah, it's pretty close to my heart.
Okay, oh, man, God bless those did battling that, but a lot of folks don't you don't hear that enough in the community, and a lot of the community has somebody they know with it, or and then you have those who act like they have the hypochondriacs, and so even with that, it's all a feeling, right?
Mhm.
So with the event, that's like almost like event planning. Do you is tell us about your other business? Does that tie into the other business? I saw that on the website.
Yes. Um, I'm a Boss Enterprise works hand in hand with Good Place Foundation. I'm a Boss Enterprise. We coordinate, we plan, we promote all kinds of business events, pop-up shops, comedy shows, anything that deals with business, we can do.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
And is Good Place Foundation also yours, or is that just a nonprofit that you support?
Um, Actually, my partner who works with me with I'm a I
I'm a
I'm a Boss
boss. I'm
Enterprise.
a
Sorry.
boss. That's all
I'm a
good.
Boss Enterprise. He is actually the owner of Good Place Foundation, and I'm on his board.
Okay, okay. And tell him he's
Mhm.
welcome to Diversified Game anytime.
He
like I
doesn't like
told.
he doesn't like the cameras, but I will let him know.
Oh, and we can get audio.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't do that for often. So if you guys ask me,
Okay.
Kellen, can I do audio too? Yeah, we can do it on Clubhouse on audio. I
Okay.
don't mind doing it like that, but I like, because the visual and looking at algorithms all day, being
Hmm.
able to see the people so people can know who they're supporting. But we get it,
Right.
especially some folks, you guys, she won't say this, so I'm gonna say it. He might not like the camera because he may be running from the camera because he already may have his money and he ain't trying to be recognized everywhere he goes. Like the people who already have it, sometimes they're trying to, like Michael Jackson. I'm not trying to be seen, baby blanket, put that thing over your head. So I get it.
He
I get
definitely
it.
pushes me to the forefront when it comes down to events. Go, you say something. Yeah,
But
you're right about
but
that.
we need more people like that because we have so
Hmm.
much currency in our community, but we can't call it riches and wealth because we don't come together like y'all have come together. And not everybody, nobody knows everything. And it's like, if you're not, we know plenty of people who make money, but they're always
Hmm.
broke. And
Right.
it's the reason why some of us have a job and clients to
Hmm.
help people. Like, if you don't want to stay broke, come over here, listen, and let's get right. Now,
Right.
now I'm a boss. What is your like big vision for that? Because I go to the website. What's the like Disneyland vision? Take the limits off for that company.
I want to be able to coordinate and put on big events with celebrities. I want those big time celebrities. I want to be able to bless people's socks off at the events. I want to be able to give back to the community. I want God to use my pockets to bless others.
Got you, got you.
Yeah, I
So
want it huge. I want to go from state to state doing events.
man, I'm gonna take it one step further. You talking country to country? Put that on it too.
Okay.
Take the limits off. You
Whatever
get
God said, He know I'm kind of scared of them countries. I'm kind of scared of those countries, but whatever God say, I'm on board and I'm ready. I'm ready for bigger rooms. I'm ready for a different tax bracket. I'm ready.
Gotcha. And don't be scared. Don't be scared of heights, because even if you don't want to fly, Canada's waiting for you. Mexico, viva la Mexico.
Uh-oh.
With that, people can hire you to do their events before somebody contacts you and starts asking you, what can you do? What are your forte for events? Which events do you want to put on? Because we're in South Florida, so there are all type of events. So I want to make sure that that we find people who are aligned with what you want to put on. Is it church events? Is it the club? Is it concerts?
Actually, I do all events. I have done all events. I've put on conferences for churches. I've done pop-up shops, business expos, comedy shows. I'm looking to do, well, the comedy show actually was a musical. It actually had a music part to it. So any events I can do. I don't want to plan any weddings. I don't want to do any weddings though. But I can and have. But yeah, mostly business, music, comedy, back to school giveaways, e- uh, outreach events, church events. I coordinate them all. I plan. I'm very organized. I love what I do. My clients are business owners, so I love it.
All right, so you guys kind of have a niche. So I wanted to make sure, because I've been getting word that if I don't get direct, you have the extreme, and then you have everybody else. So we have a little bit of everybody who listens, which is the majority of the audience are listeners. But we hope and these YouTube numbers pick up. We're working on it. But what is the issue in Palm Beach County with unification? And it's not just the Palm Beach County thing, but when I go to Miami and I do events, I see a little more unification. Is Palm Beach County, is there just not enough money for Black folk out here, so we don't know how to act and work together and share? Or have we slept with everybody in the community, who are local? I'm just asking because I've heard so many things, I don't fool with that person, and I'm like, I just got here. I don't know. And I came eating off my own plate. So I don't owe nobody. Hey, y'all don't see me unless you see me on here doing some business. So, what is Palm Beach County? What could we work on in Palm Beach County?
I think the thing is, Palm Beach County is all about popularity. If you're not popular or known, you typically don't succeed, or it's harder for you to succeed. They don't like to root for the underdog, unfortunately, but that's okay. Like I said, the world is so big. God will put people in your path to bless you, to book you. They don't even have to be in your backyard. They don't have to be in the same state. They don't have to be in the same county. God will make it so that he'll have you booked left and right all over the world. So yes, Palm Beach County has a problem with popularity. You can be a a restaurant, or those who sell food. The food may not even be good, but it's going to sell out because you're popular. And that's a problem in Palm Beach County. But you can get over that. Like I said, reach out to other people outside of Palm Beach County.
For
Pave your
sure.
own way.
For sure. And it's like many cities I've been in states, there's a cliquish thing. And if you're not in that clique, but
Yes.
y'all break the party up, because here you have, we go to every party and have been invited to all the parties, and they're not all for me. So it's like we can send somebody. But, I just wanted to know that from somebody who is native here. It's harder and harder now to find someone native who will even talk. And I could tell you offline more of what I mean by that, but I don't see representation to speak out about things from just your everyday grassroots person. You don't have to be a politician or a politrician to say something and have a voice.
Right.
And for somebody who puts on and finds influencers. I was just curious, like, why are people like running from the camera? From Belglade to my Caribbean folks, y'all act scared in
Mm.
Palm Beach County. Holla at me if you want to,
No.
yeah, holla at me, y'all. If I'm talking because I got jobs or opportunity for people, and I
Mhm.
just wanted to know, with the book. So you've written, a good amount of books. Are you just going to do a book a year, or like what's the goal for that? And when will you open up your own publishing company if you haven't already?
I'm not sure how the books are gonna go. I just, I go by the spirit. Whenever, like, I started, my first book was released like 2 years ago, and I started writing my second book like a month or so after it was released. But the second book didn't get released until my birthday this year, which was July 24th. So it's whenever I'm led by the spirit. So whenever the spirit leads, that's when it's coming. But I can say that I am writing. So whenever it's released, it's released. I can't say, oh, I'm gonna do one book a year, two books a year. I can't really say.
Okay, and what about the publishing company? Because as an independent author, you're limited of who can buy your book. But if you even created a solo preneur, company, DBA, you can then be a company, and then more people are inclined to, oh, I'll buy your book because you're under a company instead of being a solopreneur.
Right. I am looking into that because a lot of people, like I said, have asked me to help publish their book, help them write, and I'm open to it. But when I send that invoice, they disappear. But
Talk about it. Talk about it. Ain't it funny that when
my people, get it
they want to
together.
pick your brain, it's all good.
They try to pick my brain. They actually, ever since I was probably a teenager, people have done that to me because I've always been an entrepreneur ever since elementary school. Believe it or not, I was always an entrepreneur. I always made my own money. But people will love to pick your brain left and right, left and right. But when you send that invoice, oh, crickets.
So I'm gonna put it on record, and I'm not hired yet, but I'm gonna tell y'all, unless you are booking her on Clarity.fm or Acuity, where you're gonna pay by the minute like you paid for Miss Cleo or your mama did. Yeah, ain't no talk. It's no more talk. That day's a pick in the brain because it has to
Yes.
be reciprocity. And a lot of
Mhm.
times, people won't even cook you a meal, but they want to pick your brain. I tell people, what you cooking? Did you ask, what am I sipping on? I might come for lunch, like Miss what is it, Miss Brenda? I shouldn't really say the name, but you know who's cooking in Palm Beach. I know who's cooking as a 200-pound man. I know who's cooking right out the house, making it
Mhm.
look like the Carter. But yeah, you guys are getting real words. Don't use people. It's not nice, and nobody likes to be used.
That's right.
So there should be something you should be able to give everybody, even if you don't have any money. You got lunch. You can come wash a car, mow some grass.
Okay.
Something. Offer some type of service, but
Mhm.
tell the people where they can get the books, where they can book you for the event planning and everything else that you're going to do. The best is yet to come.
Okay, you can book me on I'mABossEnterprise.com. You can get my books off of Amazon.com, Barnes and Nobles. Both books are available on Audible and iTunes, and various places. I think they're available a lot of places, but those are the main sources: Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble, Audible, and I, iTunes.
Awesome. Well, you guys have gotten the game, and I know you wanted me to go deeper into them for them title of the books, but that's why you have Audible. That's why you have a library. That's why you have a bookstore, because you can go find out for yourself and
Hmm.
not get a biased opinion. So you guys make sure you like, share, subscribe, tune in. This is game you can use, not to get you confused, and share it with somebody. It will change their life. Y'all be blessed.
Hi everyone! Have you ever been curious about visiting Africa? Which African country were you interested in? Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, Ethiopia? Which country are you interested in? My good friend KELLEN Coleman came up with a course called My First Trip to Africa that'll guide you through this process. It's only $20, and in this course you'll learn about passports, visas, vaccinations that you need before you go there, as well as a budget, how much the trip is going to cost. He also talks about what you should pack, what you should take with you, how you should travel on a budget. Did you know that $100 is worth 1,000 South African rand and over 10,000 Kenyan shillings? So imagine what you can do with $100 back home. I say back home because I'm from Sudan, I'm African, I already know how it's like. I know that, when you convert Canadian and American money, it goes a long way when you're traveling across Africa. So if you're curious, if Africa is a place that you've always wanted to go, always wanted to move there, KELLEN is the person to ask. Check out the course. There's a little preview you can listen to before you actually purchase it. If you're interested in this course, visit www.diversifiedgame.com. Don't miss out.